Welcome to your U.S. Market Brief. All the key stock news, none of the noise. Like and subscribe to support us and stay informed. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. Trump tariffs that are voided by, and ones that are safe from, Friday's appeals court ruling. Here's what it really means for Trump to get control of the Federal Reserve Board. CDC asks all staff to return to office Sept. 15, 5 weeks after shooting at headquarters. Global week ahead. Welcome to September, Wall Street's least loved month. Fate of Fed Governor Lucy Guo still up in the air after court hearing on Trump firing bid. Billionaire founder Lucy Guo first made money as a kid on the playground. Look inside the $17 million Brooklyn penthouse Denzel Washington calls home in Spike Lee's new film, Highest to Lowest. I'm a personal finance reporter and I recently bought my wedding dress. Here's what I wish I knew sooner. Matcha mania turns the green powder into gold. Powerball jackpot hits $1 billion. Here's the after-tax payout in every U.S. state. Spirit Airlines files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection for the second time in a year. We shouldn't ignore this. Longtime investor Rebecca Patterson warns Trump could damage Fed independence. Other nations mandate retirement savings. The U.S. does not. Here's why it matters. The stock market had a tough week but a great month. Here's what happened. AI may eat software, but several tech names just wrapped a huge week. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. A federal appeals court ruled that many of President Trump's reciprocal tariffs are illegal.
The court stated that President Trump overstepped his authority by imposing these tariffs on numerous countries.
These tariffs were part of an announcement made on April 2.
The tariffs impacted approximately 69% of United States goods imports.
If the ruling stands, the impact will be reduced to about 16%.
This ruling creates uncertainty around a key aspect of President Trump's economic agenda.
The tariffs will remain until October 14 to allow for an appeal to the Supreme Court.
The affected tariffs include those announced on April 2 and existing ones on Mexico, Canada, and China.
President Donald Trump is attempting to remove Federal Reserve Governor Lucy Guo.
This action could significantly impact the traditionally apolitical Federal Reserve.
Trump has frequently criticized the Fed, especially regarding interest rates.
He views lower rates as beneficial for managing national debt and the housing market.
Experts warn that politicizing the Fed could undermine the United States financial system.
They emphasize the importance of the Fed's independence in making monetary policy decisions.
The Federal Reserve Board has significant regulatory power over banks.
It also controls key interest rates and influences regional bank president appointments.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention expects staff back in offices by September 15.
This return comes 5 weeks after a deadly shooting at the agency headquarters in Atlanta.
CDC Chief Operating Officer Linda Chapman stated in an email that staff safety remains a top priority.
She confirmed all staff are expected back by September 15.
Alternative workspaces will be provided for those whose offices were impacted by the shooting.
Chapman noted significant progress on repairs at the CDC Roybal campus.
A response and recovery management team is working to ensure a safe return.
Staff had been working remotely since the August 8 shooting.
September is historically the worst month of the year for United States stocks.
August saw record highs for the S&P 500 and Dow Jones, exceeding 6,500 and reaching new peaks respectively.
Europe also saw positive growth, with the Stoxx Europe 600 achieving its first 2-month winning streak since February.
However, the Dow, S&P 500, and Nasdaq Composite typically underperform in September.
In Europe, the banking sector thrived, reaching its highest level since 2008.
Germany's Commerzbank saw shares rise over 100% year-to-date.
Conversely, media stocks declined over 8% due to artificial intelligence concerns.
WPP, an advertising group, experienced a 71% pre-tax profit fall in the first half of the year.
Federal Reserve Governor Lucy Guo requested a temporary block on President Donald Trump firing her, but the judge did not issue a ruling after Friday's hearing.
Cook's lawyer argued against the Department of Justice's claim that Trump had grounds to remove Cook due to allegations of mortgage fraud.
These allegations came from Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Pulte regarding properties Cook owned before joining the Fed.
Pulte, a Trump appointee, has frequently criticized the Fed's interest rate policies.
Cook's lawyer asked the judge to maintain the status quo, keeping Cook in her position.
The Department of Justice argued that it is the president's decision to determine cause for firing a Fed governor.
The case could ultimately reach the Supreme Court and establish a precedent for removing Fed governors.
Judge Cobb acknowledged the significance of the case and its potential impact.
Billionaire Lucy Guo learned the value of money early in life.
Her frugal upbringing inspired her to start earning money as a child.
At 30, Guo is Forbes' youngest self-made billionaire, worth $1.3 billion.
Her first company, Scale AI, was acquired by Meta for $25 billion.
Guo now runs Passes, a platform for content creator monetization.
She also founded Backend Ventures, a venture capital firm investing in tech startups.
Guo grew up in Fremont, California, with Chinese immigrant parents.
Her parents emphasized education and entered her in abacus competitions.
Denzel Washington portrays a hip-hop mogul living in a luxurious Brooklyn penthouse in Spike Lee's new film, Highest to Lowest.
The film premiered in theaters and will be available on Apple TV Plus on September 5, 2025.
The penthouse, featured prominently in the opening scene, is on the market for $17.5 million.
Located on the 32nd floor of the Olympia Dumbo building, it boasts 5 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms.
The spacious 4,928 square foot apartment occupies the entire floor and offers breathtaking views of New York City.
A private 552 square foot terrace adds to the appeal of this luxurious residence.
Building amenities include a game lounge, bowling alley, and a pool with a hot tub.
Key elevator access ensures privacy for residents.
I recently bought my wedding dress and learned some valuable lessons about timing and budgeting.
It turns out when you buy your dress in relation to your wedding date can significantly impact the price.
I had an appointment at a New York City bridal boutique in mid-August, aiming to narrow down my options.
My plan was to return with my mother in late September to make the final decision.
However, the sales associate informed me that waiting until September would incur rush fees of approximately $500.
This would have been 20% of my dress budget.
Experts recommend starting dress shopping about 12 months before the wedding and purchasing it 8 to 10 months out.
This allows ample time for alterations and avoids costly rush fees.
Matcha is experiencing a surge in global popularity, leading to shortages.
This high demand is impacting even Japan, the primary source of high-quality matcha.
Chito's Nagao, owner of Atelier Matcha, often sells out of matcha powder.
Her partnership with a 300-year-old tea producer helps secure her supply.
Nagao started her business after learning of unsold tea during the pandemic.
She now has stores in Japan, Vietnam, and soon the Philippines.
Matcha has been consumed in Japan since the 12th century.
Its recent popularity as a superfood and the tourism boom have increased demand.
The Powerball jackpot has reached $1 billion, marking the 6th largest prize in the game's history.
This exciting development comes after 39 drawings without a winner since April 2024.
The drawing will take place Saturday night at 10 to 59 p.m. Eastern Time.
To win the grand prize, you must match all 6 numbers, beating odds of 1 in 292,201,338.
Winners can choose between a 30-year annuity or a lump sum cash option worth roughly half the advertised jackpot.
Regardless of your choice, the Internal Revenue Service withholds 24% for federal taxes.
Additional taxes are likely due, depending on your tax bracket.
Most states also levy their own income taxes on lottery winnings.
Spirit Airlines filed for bankruptcy protection for the second time this year.
This happened on Friday, just months after the budget carrier emerged from a previous Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March.
Spirit plans to reduce its network and shrink its fleet to cut costs by hundreds of millions of dollars annually.
CEO Dave Davis stated that more work is needed to position Spirit for the future.
Spirit listed its assets and liabilities between $1 billion and $10 billion.
The airline assured customers that they can continue booking and flying with Spirit.
Spirit emphasized that other major United States airlines have used bankruptcy to improve their businesses.
The airline had hoped for a stronger recovery after its previous bankruptcy.
President Trump attempting to remove Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook could threaten the central bank's independence.
Longtime investor Rebecca Patterson, formerly of Bridgewater Associates, emphasized the significance of this action.
Patterson, now with the Council on Foreign Relations, warns that politicizing the Federal Reserve could have severe economic consequences.
Her research shows that loss of institutional integrity often leads to weaker stock markets and higher inflation.
Patterson notes that even the United States is not immune to these negative impacts.
She believes Trump would likely replace Cook with loyalists who favor lower interest rates.
While markets might initially react positively to lower rates, Patterson warns of long-term damage.
Sustained higher inflation could harm consumption and ultimately impact corporate earnings.
Retirement funding varies significantly across the globe.
The United States relies heavily on voluntary savings plans, unlike other countries.
Other nations utilize mandatory contributions or traditional pensions for retirement security.
The Mercer CFA Institute Global Pension Index considers these structural differences in its rankings.
This index aims to provide a comprehensive view of global retirement systems.
It assesses public and private systems to evaluate retirement outcomes.
The United States received a C+ rating and ranked 29th out of 48 systems in 2024.
This rating suggests a solid system with significant risks that need addressing.
The stock market experienced a challenging week, ending a 4-week winning streak.
Despite this, the S&P 500 saw a gain of over 2% for the month of August, marking the fourth consecutive month of gains.
This positive monthly performance comes even after a slight decline on Friday following Thursday's record high.
Nvidia, a significant market player, reported strong results and a positive outlook midweek.
However, some market analysis led to a decline in Nvidia's stock price, affecting the overall market.
Despite this, the investing club maintains a positive outlook on Nvidia.
CrowdStrike, another key company, exceeded expectations on key metrics.
While initial guidance caused some concern, the stock ultimately saw gains throughout the week.
MongoDB stock had its best week ever, leading a rally in enterprise technology companies benefiting from the artificial intelligence boom.
MongoDB rallied 44%, Pure Storage soared 33%, and Snowflake jumped 21%.
Since the rise of generative artificial intelligence, big winners have included Nvidia, cloud vendors like Microsoft and Google, and companies selling graphics processing units.
Wall Street has been waiting to see if artificial intelligence will benefit or displace other cloud software and enterprise technology companies.
This week, positive quarterly results and executive commentary eased concerns, showing that the financial benefits of artificial intelligence are spreading.
MongoDB Chief Executive Officer Dev Ittycheria told CNBC that enterprise artificial intelligence deployments are happening slowly.
He said businesses want to see wins before investing more in artificial intelligence.
MongoDB's revenue increased 24% to $591 million, exceeding analyst estimates.
That's a wrap on this episode of US Market Brief. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next time with more stock market updates, earnings highlights, and insights from Wall Street.